Hi, I'm Dr. Alice Clark, Conservation Scientist and Communications Manager at Nature's Safe. We'd like to answer some of your most frequently asked questions about our charity. So, on to the rest of the team.
Sometimes we are asked if species were left alone, wouldn't they not just survive and recover on their own? So the problem with species going extinct is that it's happening at a rate that's unprecedented, and it's happening because of human activity. So because of that, we have a duty of care, really, as much as anything, to intervene in a number of these species to try and stop them from going extinct, to save them from the brink. So many species in the wild have now declined to such a point that their populations are really, really tiny, which means that there's more inbreeding that goes on, and the genetic diversity, which is so important to species survival, becomes smaller and smaller, and eventually that diversity is lost. That's what we're trying to do, and a number of conservation work around the globe is trying to do, is to reintroduce or maintain the genetic diversity within a population so those species don't go extinct.
Some people ask us, do we bring species that have already gone extinct? And the answer is no. We're about saving what we've got here and now. We're not about the extinction, but there are species in these tanks that are actually extinct in the wild, very sadly. But they still survive in captive populations, and we're there to support those. And then one day they may well be reintroduced from these very samples that are in this tank.
So when people hear that we perform cryopreservation here at Nature's Safe, they often can think that we're perhaps preserving whole animals, but actually, in fact, we're preserving small sections of skin samples from animals, and they are preserved in little cryovials like this. As well as banking skin samples, we also preserve semen, and we also preserve ovarian and testicular tissue. In the future, we might be able to wake up the ovarian and testicular tissue sections that we've preserved in the cryovials here and stimulate them to produce laboratory-grown sperm and egg. For some species as well, we're also working on technologies to be able to preserve their eggs.
Common question that we get and gets posed to us is, if we are doing this work at Nature's Safe, does that take away attention from other conservation work, and does this work tend to replace what else is happening? And that's absolutely not the case. So conservation can only work if it's a collaborative effort. So that's in-field practices, it's science and technology, it's new developments, but everybody is needed in the fight for conservation. So we are an added tool to the kit and not a replacement.
We hope that was helpful, but if you have any more specific questions you'd like to ask our team, please join our webinar on January the 14th, where you will get a behind-the-scenes look at our lab and the opportunity to ask any other questions that you may have.